Do you know BTS?
Yes. Well, you know, we had BTS on one of our shows that was longer for BTS than Taylor Swift. These were American fans. My question is always, what is your story?
Oh.
That's my first question.
American friends, they always say, oh, you know, South Korea seem very danger because of North Korea. What do you think about those issues?
Good question. North-South Korean.
자, 오늘은 여러분들 미국 5대 방송사인 ABC 아시죠 여러분들? 지진이하고도 굉장히 연관이 있는 방송사에서 오신 기자님이세요. 박수로 한번 모시겠습니다. Michael, could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. I'm Michael Koenigs, the host of a show called More in Common about people who come together despite their differences, and executive producer of a ABC localish.
Okay. When someone asks you what you do for a living, do you call yourself a reporter or a producer?
Yeah, it's a tough call because I both produce shows where I'm behind the camera coming up with ideas, and I also host. So sometimes I usually say I'm a host and producer.
Host and producer?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was really curious. This is such a simple question. Like, how famous are you? Like back home, how famous are you?
This famous.
We were all super curious. Everybody was like, what ABC, super famous reporter's gonna come?
Rolling out the brown carpet here.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah. Big star in the States.
Big star?
Yeah, I can't go down to New York. Kind of have a bit of a private life here in Korea.
I mean, like, we were surprised because we really didn't know, like, because when we think of ABC, we think of it as a biggest, like, a production company, and then we're just a small YouTube company. So we were like, why are they asking us to collab together?
No, the collab is what it's all about. And I think what you guys do excited us. I mean, to see this group of people coming together, finding fun stories and great food and great just culture, that when we saw your channel, we said, hey, we wanted to cover what you guys were up to and kind of just the mission that is such a part of what you're doing here.
You are from New York, right?
Yeah, so
New York is obviously one of the biggest city in the world. Like, do you get recognized on the street?
occasionally. But it's funny how a couple of random videos going viral, a doorman across the street came running out.
So he's a famous person because if you get recognized in New York, then you're a famous person. When we watch like news about America, every time I watch like political debate or every time I see President Trump, like I always see President Trump like kicks out reporter asks some tough questions, where it never happens in Korea. It's so like harsh that reporter cannot ask those serious questions. It's all like a pre-handed script. Whereas in America, like, hey, you're from CNN, yeah, get out, you're from CNN.
No, not you. Not you. Your organization is terrible.
Get out. You know, like, it's all serious. You know, all the reporters are like, oh man, I gotta do this job. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions. I'm gonna ask you some serious questions. Do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, we get the freedom and you want to ask the tough questions, because if you don't, then things can really go off the rails. And it's unfortunate when some of these reporters get kicked out of the room. But it's definitely part of our conversation. You've got to be able to ask tough questions.
Myself, like personally, I was also curious how you would handle as a reporter. Like, what is your like tone and manner? Yeah,
so I talk a little differently than most reporters, where I'm less wearing the full tie and suit. More, I'm just trying to have a conversation. So,
Casually?
Very casual. And I actually did one show where I biked across America.
Oh, really?
During the election, the last presidential election, we called it the election cycle.
Okay.
And I wore a bike, outfit type, but I still was able to interview one of the governors of the state. And so it's always just about kind of making people feel at ease as we talk to them, less microphone in the face.
Oh, okay.
So,
in Korea, whoever visits Korea, Koreans often ask them, like frequently ask questions. Do you know Gangnam Style?
Of course, that's a good question. I love that song.
Do you know Gangnam Style?
Yeah, everybody knows it. That's 20 billion views now?
Yeah.
Classic.
All right, so next question is, do you know kimchi?
Yeah, I know and love kimchi.
All right, have you tried?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I don't eat it all the time, but I'll have it when I'm at a Korean restaurant.
All right. The next one is do you know BTS?
Yes. Well, you know, we had BTS on one of our shows at ABC. And
really?
Yeah. So they came, and there was a line that was longer for BTS than Taylor Swift in our studio. And it was eye-opening as kids were sleeping in New York on the sidewalk waiting for the concert to open up. And it was, like everyone was saying, what's BTS? Now everybody knows.
So the fans were Americans or?
Yeah, these were American fans. Were obsessed. And then Blackpink, I think is another
Blackpink.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Our show, Good Morning America. So, I mean, to see the kind of like fans screaming in New York City was eye-opening. When the Beatles came over, they called it the British invasion.
Yeah.
Now you got
Korean
K-pop
invasion.
taking over, and it's exciting to see.
All right, that's cool. And do you know any Korean movies?
Yeah, I just saw one. My wife and I watched Parasite.
Okay. What's your thoughts on those movies?
You know, it was, I think, to see, the fact that it's nominated for an Academy Award, the kind of drama there about class differences and the kind of culture of the moneyed elite versus people who make very little serving them. Anyway, so it makes you think after you watch it.
Okay. We've asked this question. One of the reasons why we ask those questions, because as being an American reporter, do you guys have any like frequently asked questions?
Yeah.
Which is like kind of related to those questions?
In terms of things that we just ask.
Yeah.
My question is always, what is your story?
Oh.
That's my first question.
What
to
is
just
your
let
story?
people, because everyone has a little narrative in their head about, hey, this is my story that I like people to know. And then there's a deeper one if you start asking questions. But my go-to is, what's your story?
What's your story? Well, that's actually pretty cool. What's your story? That's a good pickup line.
Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me, I was looking at you profile. What is your story? Do you want to join my story? That sounds cool, man. I'm gonna use that from now on.
I like that.
Every time I meet up with American friends, they always say, oh, South Korea seem very danger, because of North Korea. Are you guys, safe like a place, or are you safe? What do you think about like those issues?
I mean, it's a good question, and that North-South Korean divide is one of the reasons why we're here. We're actually going to Pyeongchang for the Peace Forum, and as you know, it hosted the Olympics in 2018, and it's still trying to help unify and end the war, and so the very fact that South Korea is trying so hard to foster peace, not only here, but around the globe, by inviting people, how do we make steps forward? So I think it's been great to see some of the steps taken in recent years to help close that gap. You're right, people are fascinated by what's going on in North Korea. Vice and other outlets have gone there and said, hey, what a weird world, Dennis Rodman, this and that. And yet, I think South Korea is, another kind of beacon, and it's just as interesting. And hopefully, those two really great cultures can figure out a way to come together again.
Wow, you're such a nice guy. Your story is very nice. So any last thing to say to our viewers?
Just thank you so much for having me here in this beautiful studio of yours, and thank you for coming on our show,
Not a
More
problem.
Common. What a treat. to
I
have
thank you.
I'm looking forward to a friendship here.
I feel bad that I didn't let you try live octopus. Oh my god.
Thank goodness. I think we had enough of
Alright,
funky food.
I'm gonna tell Chris, make sure you have to try live octopus.
That's
in the future.
I want to see all the staffs and everybody.
Even Jordan and Chris, everybody
I
freaks
know,
out.
they're actually starving. We gotta feed them some.
Alright, say 감사합니다, which means thank you.
감사합니다.
Alright, 감사합니다.
Yeah, so long, folks.
ABC 마이클 씨 많이 사랑해 주세요. 네.
Around Seoul, looking for the best and most interesting places to see. They mentioned this market as like a must-see. JK really showed me the ropes. He knew when we had to stop. He gave me a little bit of candy. Oh, the rice cake, yeah. Really was a great dessert. I could eat a lot of those. I was shoveling all kinds of food in my mouth. Korea, to me, is one of the most interesting countries in the world, and the nexus between East and West and North and South. Follow what we're doing at Localish, or I'm Michael Koenigs, as always looking for new friends.
Everybody thought it was behind the scene, but it's a BTS.
Yeah,
And we walked to the
yeah.
bar. What is your story? Toy Story? No, I'm just kidding. It's a Korean lame jokes. Yeah, Korean lame jokes. Usually Koreans love it. I think she's been to America for too long.
Can you show us a little bit like how you do it at work?
The old traditional.
Yeah. Because when,
One of my great weaknesses. I mean, I can try this. I do it so rarely, but here we are in Seoul, Korea, with Korean Bros and a network of YouTube channels that is changing the way we think about culture.
wow.
So that's about the best I can do there.
Wow.
As a traditional old school.
It was kind of awkward, but it was great at the same time.